So, why am I called CyberDruidtheModGod? Well, back in, I guess it was 2005 when I joined Overclock.net, you had to pick a username. And I was really drawing blanks, So, I've always been kind of a druid. And here I was messing around with computers, so I put cyber in front of druid because I figured I'd be doing a lot of PC archiving of lore and modding techniques and stuff like that. So that's how I became CyberDruid, which is a crappy username, and it's even worse when you want to have a business. Then I had a business called CyberDruidPC. It's a terrible name for a business. And how that came about was as the admin on Overclock.net, I finally badgered him enough that he let me become the very first vendor rep on Overclock.net doing selling stuff. And they said, well, do you have a name for your company? And I'm like, not really. I'm just a sole proprietor. I said, well, let's just call it CyberDruidPC then. I mean, since you're CyberDruid and you're doing PC stuff. And I was like, whatever, fine. Just let me start selling stuff, okay? And that's how I became CyberDruidPC. So then I created a PayPal account for CyberDruidPC.com when I had my website, my little boutique online. And it's just a series of unfortunate incidents. I got hooked up with a terrible username. Created a company with a terrible name that nobody wanted to remember, use, or think about. And I kept thinking, well, maybe if I become famous, CyberDruid will start to mean something like, don't be such a CyberDruid, or something. Who knows? But it sucked. So then I went to YouTube. I wanted to post up my stuff, so I go on there. I want to get my username of CyberDruid. Well, somebody's taking it. So I looked to see what their channel is. Well, there is no channel. There's no videos. There's no uploads by CyberDruid. There's no channel by CyberDruid. But somebody has nonetheless taken CyberDruid. So I'm like, what the hell? So I was doing a lot of mods at the time, and I was just feeling kind of cocky. So I said, well, I'll call myself the Mod God. So, and so people can find me. I put CyberDruid in front of it. And you talk about a mouthful, a terrible username for YouTube, And then when I lost interest in PC stuff and want to start doing other things with motorcycles and guns and woodworking and everything else, now I've got this ridiculous name. And you can't change your username on YouTube. And now that Google's taken over YouTube and made it into a big mess, you can't find anything on YouTube. So the whole idea of starting a new channel, so I tried to start a new channel, The Druid Abides. It's got 100 subs, it's had maybe 1,000 views. You're not going to get any exposure. Nobody's ever going to see your work. It doesn't even make sense. Once you've got a following, once you've got a couple thousand subs, a couple million views, 1,000 videos up, you can't really change anything, and then you're stuck with it. So now I got this crazy username, crazy channel. I gave up on the whole PC thing, so it sucks, doesn't it? So I created a new company called Mountain Storm. It's a limited liability corporation. But, the chances of me actually getting a following and having people follow my stuff and see it and getting any exposure, and I even created emails and a PayPal account and all that, but I've never used it because, I've got a very well-established PayPal account with an excellent record, and a lot of transactions on it. And so I was like, I'm sort of stuck with CyberDruid. I don't know, man. And I hate CyberDruid. I killed CyberDruid. I'm his evil twin. And so now I'm stuck with this CyberDruid the Mod God thing. So just thought I'd give you guys a little backstory. I know it's not terribly interesting, but it is what it is, man. So that's how CyberDruid the Mod God came to be.